All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We had a fun little break, but I kicked out Skull because he didn't want to be my drinking buddy, which I appreciate. But you know what? Hey, when he finally turns 21, one of these days, he can finally have a drink for real. So we're super excited for him. But in the meantime, we've got a brand new caster in Angel going to be joining us on the desk. Angel, how are you feeling here as your first time hopping on a DCRL stream?
Hey man, Tool, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't say I've got too much experience when it comes to Rocket League and all the hours put into the game, but I can sure talk. So I'm pretty hyped for it. I'm pretty pumped to see what the outcome's gonna be. I gotta say I'm a little more biased against Velocity, but I am excited to see no matter who the winner is. I'm pretty pumped.
Well, and that's kind of going to be one of the fun things, too. It's just like, obviously, we get so many times. I was actually talking about it in the earlier series. You know, it's like if any of these guys had friends or family or anything cheering for them, sometimes we'll have significant others. Like, we've had so much support in terms of, like, people close to some of these players. And it's really, really cool just to see over the season, even just like parents, you know, cheering on their kids. We had some, you know, winners in the past that they'll have their mom and dad throw it up on YouTube or on Twitch, like on their TV at home and be watching it. So it's really cool to see the support. So love the fact that we had Sammy Boy literally just DM me today. He's like, hey, can my friend Cass? I'm like, sure. And then lo and behold, here you are. But like you said, we've got your friend playing tonight. We've got Velocity versus IMHUZZPOWER with an interesting logo, as I'll say on that situation. Again, if you know, you know. But regardless, like I said, we had one fun Div C match that just happened. It did end up going to Game 4. And then we've got another one starting very, very soon. So as we jump over and start to look at some of the stats here for the Div C team standings, you are going to be looking at our second team right there in the IMHUZZPOWER, and then taking on Velocity, sitting at 1 and 2 in the season. So they're definitely on stats. Definitely going to be a little biased towards IMHUZZPOWER.
Oh, for sure, 100%. It's definitely going to be an interesting matchup here. I can't first say, just by off of looking at stats, I can't say I've got too much confidence, but you never know. You truly never know until the game actually starts and they start putting in the work. Some crazy things could happen, you know? Some people could throw, some people could pop off. You never know until it happens.
It's always interesting you say some people can throw a pop-up. Bro, the amount of times we'll have like the quote-unquote worst player in like the lobby will just score some stupid flip resets, and like the top player, again, if people can figure out how to shut down the top player, whether it's boost star, get some demos, or just honestly, for lack of better words, just kind of piss them off through bump plays, you'll see them just crumble. So it'll be fascinating to see, especially again on paper at IMHUZZPOWER. Definitely going to be the favorites coming into this one. What exactly is going to be the game plan for Velocity? And so I'm curious, first of all, what is your background in Rocket League, and do you know a lot of stuff going into this one? And like, obviously you've got your friend in Sammy Boy. Like, what has he told you about this league so far?
I mean, he's told me a little bit here and there. I've also conversed with Twitch Jam, and I think is what he changed his name to. So I'm kind of IRL friends with both of them. They've kind of clued me in on a few details here and there. And I've casted 2 streams previously with them when they're playing, when they weren't purposefully being cast on the main channel. And it's just like, hey, we need a caster. Can you do this? I was like, yeah, sure. And so I think I've put in maybe maximum 5 hours of Rocket League. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got not a lot of experience. But I do know a few of the keywords, and I can talk pretty fast. So we'll see how quick I can catch up and keep up. And I don't know. I'm excited to start.
Challenge accepted in terms of the talking fast, because that's kind of what I've been known for over the years. I don't know if you were listening to the cast before, but yeah, talking fast is the thing that
I was a little bit,
to,
yes.
Yeah, I need to work on talking slower, especially in my real adult job in sales. Believe it or not, the customer doesn't like when you just ramble 10,000 words a minute at them. You need to slow it down. But the problem is Rocket League is so exciting. There's so much stuff that happens that it makes it tricky to ignore that. But again, we are going to be looking at some of the actual stats here. So we're going to see how you do in this one. We'll see if I can throw you under the bus a little bit. We're going to be looking at the stats of IMHUZZPOWER. So looking at what you've got in front of you, what necessarily stands out, either good or bad, from the 3 players on the IMHUZZPOWER?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. You can always say I'm him. Being under that 0.5, he could be a supporting player, or he could be hard stuck gold. It's a really difficult thing to tell, especially when comparing all of the stats. The assists for him, though, are much higher than where. So, you know, you really never know. His shooting percentage, not that great, but then again, whose is?
All right. Well, I'm going to have to argue with that one. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's going to be interesting, honestly. Like the shooting percentage, I mean, like you look at someone like I'm him, right? Like, again, the shooting percentage being so low is going to be a struggle. The fact that he's still putting up, 0.44 is pretty solid. But between Huskers and JD, obviously that is going to be kind of where the offensive pressure actually comes through. We'll have to see if they can continue here. We do have predictions up, by the way, as we do continue to talk about stats and everything. Right now, we've got about 10 minutes left. Again, we'll probably close those early, but no surprise with all these people. We do have IMHUZZPOWER is so heavily favored in this match right now. Yeah, it is actually crazy. 88% of the channel points are going towards those boys.
Yeah, no, it is pretty crazy. Definitely a fan favorite for sure. And you know how chatters get when they bet their channel points. At that point, life is on the line. They do not want to lose. And so you got to put a lot of faith into it when betting your channel points. And so we'll see what the toss-up is. We will.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens here. We're, again, slowly working our way into getting these boys in this match. We're just waiting for one of the other teams. Which, do you actually have Sammy Boy added as a friend? If so, you could invite him, because I have tried to invite a couple of players, but haven't exactly had a lot of luck. But, again, that's what happens sometimes when you have a lot of these lower level players. Again, we haven't played for them or haven't played with them a lot, so we don't necessarily have them added. But, again, slowly working our way here as we're inviting people. So, do I even need to ask who you're predicting in this situation, or is it just clearly a 3-0 for Velocity?
I can have some faith. I can have some confidence. I think it's a toss-up. Personally, I haven't seen IMHUZZPOWER play yet, so I don't really know. Maybe Velocity is their perfect counter. Maybe it's 3-0 to Velocity, and IMHUZZPOWER is just left in the absolute dust. I'm not too sure. I've got a good chunk of faith in Sammy Boy and his team, and we'll see if he really is able to truly kind of put it to the max and just, outperform them, hopefully.
We'll have to hope and see if that is going to happen. But again, we do have everyone in the lobby. I, again, am looking at the stats here, again, between Velocity and IMHUZZPOWER. I hate to say it, but I really do think that IMHUZZPOWER is going to be winning this one, right? Again, Huskers and he's a goofy little goober over there.
The stats don't lie. It is true.
The stats don't lie. Again, I am going to pull up actually the stats real quick of Velocity. Again, Boom, Kier, and Sammy Boy, they have looked so consistent in terms of other stats, but I do think that HUZZPOWER is going to take this one. I think the stats don't lie. I do think that Huskers actually ended up dropping. I definitely thought he was going to be Div B. Ended up dropping to Div C. So with that said, we'll have to see what is going to happen here, but it does look like both teams are ready. So we're going to be getting into this match, and hopefully not going to have any issues on the overlay, but I am super, super excited for our second Div C match. Again, we might have another Div E match as well, but definitely happy, Angel, that you can get your first cast ever with DCRL.
Oh, yeah, I am absolutely excited, and here we go.
Yeah, and again, I'll work on fixing all of the little overlay crap again that always happens for the first 10 seconds, so y'all can just enjoy and
Of course, Sammy Boy's going to be moving off the pocket on the center. Boom's going to be knocking it down. We're going to see if Power can do anything. Huskers going to be a little bit of a ball chaser here. See if Sammy Boy can do a shot on goal. He can get an early goal. That is amazing to see out the gates.
I was going to say, well, that took all of, 2 seconds in that situation. Wow, that really did not take long at all. But, hey, sometimes clean that is sweep? Just going to be how that works. Yeah, clean sweep as well.
Who knows? Who knows? Him's going to be meeting Kier at the 50. He's going to be winning that 50. See what they can pull here.
Yeah, but like you said, so one thing that I do want to point out again is that Velocity, again, as I'm updating these stats right now, sitting 1 and 2 on the season, while I'm him, is in fact 3 and 1. We'll have to see how these teams are going to be going again, as we do have the camps. I love seeing the players' reaction to this in terms of, if we see any, maybe people get his, maybe just, the difference in, if they're getting hyped on camp. Again, if you can get someone on your team that is super, super hyped and giving your team a lot of energy, it definitely helps, especially if you can try to start getting some momentum, just to even honestly put the team in a rough mental spot.
100%. And if you're able to really boost that chemistry between all the players and you can just kind of lock into the team synergy, you're just able to win again and again and again, goal after goal, and it just works out very well with you. So I imagine they've been practicing a lot, preparing every single week for this. And I mean, they've, after the first goal, obviously, maybe a little bit of a fluke, but they've been playing pretty well for defense right now. Shot on goal as well. Power gets one. There we go. 1-1 tied up.
Yeah, and with that goal, that is going to be the submissions are closing for predictions. And no surprise, IMHUZZPOWER with an 86% in terms of the channel points. So we'll have to see if your boy can pull it out, because I will say, if he does, it is going to be a fat payout for the Velocity supporters. So we'll see if your belief is going to be enough for him to get the win here. Again, IMHUZZPOWER sitting 3-1 on the season. They're no use to, or they're not used to, you know, going all the way in terms of winning everything. But again, starting 3-1 on the season is a lovely way to start versus Velocity. If they can get this win, they will at least be fighting back to 500 on the season.
This is very true. There's very true. Now they're trying to get it downtown a little bit. Oh, another shot on goal. Sammy Boy for it. 2-1. I know the stats don't lie, but confidence is pretty key here right now. They're proving it a little otherwise.
Yeah, and JD's going to be kicking himself on that one as he literally jumps over the ball in that situation. If he just drove forward, he would have saved that. But also, you have to look at the other players on his team with Husker and IMHUZZPOWER. Both of them having really, really poor front post rotations and just not getting a good touch on the ball. So again, as we've said, you know, we're not even halfway through game one, but we do see Velocity already up 2-1 in the series. And one thing that I am really, really looking forward for is Kier, right? We know Kier Shiesty, as people tend to call him again, with the Shiesty on, but he is probably one of the most hyped men in this entire division, in this entire league. Can he give them enough energy, and that's going to get them through this entire series of best of 5?
It is very possible. Now, I've been looking at a lot of Velocity's heat maps on Ball Chaser, and for a lot of their previous competitive games, it seems to be that they've been playing a lot more defensively, you know? And maybe going into this game against IMHUZZPOWER, they've been maybe trying to pull a little bit more offensive play here, just so they can kind of get a few extra points and then really kind of lock down on just wasting and burning time so they can secure the win.
Chance here. What a save here from IMHUZZPOWER. Going to be throwing that one to the corner. JD does throw it mid. We do see a demo on Boom. Huskers now trying to top this one mid. JD trying to get a touch, and again, no boost. If he had any resources, he would have found it there. And the last second shot is going to come through. IMHUZZPOWER, no resources to himself. He does get a pop over one. Boom. A little bit awkward in this situation. Huskers now just trying to take a low 50. More demos, and that's going to be a wide open net. The Boom's going to be doubling up the lead for Velocity. And again, it's the physical play that is just demanding success from them.
I know, it is absolutely insane. They're kind of playing on top of each other a little bit right now, and it's kind of working out for Velocity. They're really trying to overwhelm them, it seems like, kind of meeting them really strong at the 50s here, but also keeping it in the pocket where IMHUZZPOWER might be a little inconsistent on what they're doing. Sammy Boy's trying to meet the ball here. The Boom's kind of meeting it in mid. Huskers maybe going for an aerial, going to be missing that. Him's going to be hitting it downfield, though. Sammy Boy with a good save. Hitting a little further down. Complete air ball by Boom, but that's okay. Here's going to be meeting it there again, back in the pocket. Going to try to defend. Oh, shot on goal, but a miss. Boom getting into the corner again. Another save.
Yeah, we got a couple fans in the chat saying that Velocity might be the scariest team if the chem is on point. And you know what happens?
Another goal.
If they're gifted these opportunities.
Giant predictions.
Hey, giant predictions, I have to agree.
Might be game already. I don't want to call it, but 4-1.
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to disagree with you, especially here in game one, as we obviously saw two pretty atrocious backboard mistakes between Huskers and JD Power, not able to find this one, which is fascinating because JD Power specifically, he has had a lot of success in this league. Again, all three players of IMHUZZPOWER have been playing in multiple.
Another one.
They played in multiple leagues, and like you said, I don't know if Sammy Boy is just saying, "Oh, hey, because my friends cast this one, I have to pop up." My man is going crazy here in game one.
He is. He really is. Fantastic to see. And we got to see how IMHUZZPOWER in the next few games kind of responds to this more offensive play by them. Maybe another early goal by Boom.
Boys.
This is practically wrapped up right here.
I mean, do we just say, is it a Brazil at this point? I mean, like, honestly, at this point, you might as well, right? You have to go for it, right?
Exactly.
Although I will say,
by Velocity.
I know you don't have a ton of Rocket League experience, but I can promise you right now from experience, IMHUZZ is going to try harder than they've ever tried in their life just to not get Braziled. Boys!
I'm going to be honest now, because it's 7-1. I don't think they're trying anymore. I think they know this this game is already in the bag. I think they're trying to lock in and kind of mentally prep for the next game.
Okay, so that might have been a little bit of a caster curse saying that they're going to try their hardest and then they instantly give up. Just a pathetic piss goal. So obviously this game is done. But like 7-1, boys, it has been a pathetic offensive experience. Boom. Don't score 8. Please, please. They're already dead. You don't need to do it to them, boys. Here's still going for this one. But obviously, as the time
at this point, they're just going for style points.
I mean, you kind of have to at this point. I mean, why not? Obviously, the game is done. And plus, it's better to win 7-1 than 8-1. And the only downside is in-game chat is currently blocked, as that one is going to be number 8. And again, they can't even spam a lot of the quick chats or just chat in general because Rocket League disabled it right now. But you can see, though, I will say the one nice thing. IMHUZZPOWER is smiling in camp. They know that, hey, a minute, 2 minutes ago, the game's already chalked, right? This doesn't matter. We can just go next and try to throw it out because mentally, that is what's needed right now, especially because they just got dookied on.
Yeah, definitely not going to be pulling any punches in Game 2 for sure. I will say, looking at the stats, I do believe they are going to be absolutely locked in next game. Not going to be allowing any of these easy mistakes to happen again. So we'll see. I'm excited for next game, kind of see what happens. Maybe they change up their strategy a little bit. I mean, have they really shown off a strategy right now? I don't want to be a little bashful, but...
yeah, what are you talking about? Their strategy is don't get scored on 10 times. I'm confused.
This is true. This is true. Double digits, you know, that's an absolute curse.
So by that logic, it's actually a win. I'm just saying.
That makes sense. That makes sense. They're just keeping it in the air as long as possible right now. There we go.
Yeah, I think everyone, including us and everyone in chat's like, please, can we just go next? Like, we just want some content. Like the game was done 2 minutes ago. We all know. We just want it to move on at this point. As we see coming through with 15 shots and 8 goals from Velocity. We had a hat trick from the Boom, hat trick from Sammy Boy, and Kier only getting 2 of his own. So I'm looking at IMHUZZPOWER, and boys, you better come out swinging in Game 2, or I can tell you the chat is not going to be happy because we have a lot of channel points, including myself, riding on you guys.
It will be very interesting, and especially back to when you were looking at the velocity stats, I noticed that Kier's kind of assist to goal ratio, I think, was 0.08. So definitely Kier being maybe kind of the loose end in this weird variable here on the team of maybe not assisting as much, but hopefully being able to score still a couple goals and helping the team throughout, I don't know, just to allow them to get more goals.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here in Game 2. I will say, and I am going to be that guy, I don't think it can get worse for IMHUZZPOWER, right? So, hey, as long as you don't lose by 7, it's a win. But in all honesty, seriously, they do need to come out swinging. They need to get either an early goal or early something. They need to figure out offensively. Obviously, last game, may or may not have been a fluke, but you have to come out and really put a statement saying, hey, we are here. We're going to play. This is going to be a close game. Do not count us out this early.
For sure, 100%, and I don't think they are planning on it anytime soon, and definitely not planning on losing. They're playing some pretty good defense here, kind of bumping his own teammate into the goal. Everyone just trying to cause as much chaos as possible around the goal, trying to get an opening.
Ooh, that's going to be on target.
Shot on goal. There you go, 1-0 to Velocity already.
Okay, I am 100% convinced it is because you are here. Sammy Boy came in. His stats weren't anything crazy. Like, I don't know if you were looking at them earlier, but it's nothing nuts. My man is sitting. He scored 3 goals last game. He's already got 1 this game. Like, my man is putting on a clinic for you. I'm looking at the stats right now. He scored 0.54 goals a game so far in the season, and right now he's rocking 2 goals a game. And we're a minute into Game 2.
Yeah. Not even halfway through Game 2, and he has already very much surpassed his lifetime stats in the league right now. And they're just completely outperforming the other team. But the big question is, can they keep that consistency?
I'm him now with the shot. It's going to be going off the backboard. Really, really far shot. JD is up, however. It does go a little bit backwards, a little bit awkward for him. The Boom is up off the backboard. Huskers just trying to dive for this one. Can't find it on target. I'm him is there. but we do see a bump come through here, though, smartly, as third man doesn't want to be super aggressive, but we do see some demos come through. I will say, IMHUZZPOWER hasn't given up 8 goals, which is great, but I still need them to find something on offense, because they've scored 1 goal now in 8 minutes of Rocket League.
I know, it's kind of insane how they're, I don't know, they just seem to be jumbled up altogether. Another shot on goal by Kier. Oh, it's barely gonna miss. Playing it in the pocket again, really trying to figure something out here. I'm him playing good defense against the goal. Trying to bring it downfield. Maybe a shot on goal here, a little bit of an aerial. Not really gonna be able to hit anything. That's okay. Trying to hit it down mid, trying to figure out what to do here.
Yeah,
very strategically playing around the ball.
Yeah, what to do is one of the hardest things to try to figure out in Rocket League. I will say, in all divisions, it doesn't matter if that one almost finds the back of the net.
Oh, that was close.
We do see it when going off the post here. I'm him now, a little awkward. It does drop right to Huskers. He is up. He's got a lot of boost to work with. Goes for the flipper set. Can he find the flip? But a good dunk from Sammy Boy. Again, this man is trying to solo effort this game right now. He does have the only goal of the game, as we do finally break the halfway mark here of Game 2, as IMHUZZPOWER, again, after losing 8-1 in Game 1, trying to figure out just how do we score the first goal in Game 2.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit towards HUZZPOWER's goal here. Trying to keep it in that pocket and then just really trying to force it down the field as of right now. Sammy Boy meeting them. Meeting I'm him as well right now. Maybe going for a little bit of an aerial to hit it downfield, but not quite able to get it. Ooh, maybe being able to play a little bit of defense right now. Kier hitting it back down the field. Demo on Huskers, getting it near the goal. Not close enough, though. They're really trying to play very strategically. I think Velocity is very hyped up that they've gotten the first goal, and they're really just trying to burn time right now. Trying to play as much defense as they can. Shot on goal, but blocked by Kier. Kier's doing a pretty good job right now. Husker with a good pinch towards the goal, but
this has to be in. That has to be in right there. JD had a great shot on target. Again, I don't know if it's nerves or something else, but again, they are getting good opportunities. We are actually seeing Velocity have some pretty poor overcommits, especially with the resources they do have. But HUZZPOWER, you have to find the shot on target, at least something a little bit threatening. You cannot keep having Velocity get away with this. Even the ball like this, that has to be on target. Release something mid where your teammates can follow up. As we're now
they shot on goal and they don't get it.
Fortunately, I'm him not able
up to the
find
ceiling.
it. Oh,
another shot on goal. Oh, he's gonna keep it in the corner.
The pain is real. That's all I can say.
Oh. Got a lot of channel points on the line right now.
I do. I'm worried. I know you don't know the season's gone for me, but it has been rough. Last season, I did so well on predictions, and this season has been abysmal. As right now, Game 1 has been abysmal for IMHUZZPOWER. Again, still looking for their second goal in 10 minutes of gameplay. Velocity, after scoring 8 goals last game, 1, this game might be all that is needed for them to go on to match point.
Yeah, they're just really hammering down defense right now. Velocity is wanting to lock in Game 2 right now with good defense. It's going to get a little closer to their goal, though. Shot on goal. Unfortunately, they're not able to block it. Maybe a miscommunication by someone, but that is a goal by HUZZPOWER. We're tied up 1-1 with 10 seconds on the clock. Do we see another goal, or do we see it go into overtime? My guess is going to be overtime, to be honest.
And we'll have to see. For legal reasons, I'm not allowed to answer, but I will say Kier with an unfortunate backboard read tosses that one to a little pinch mid. Not what he was going for, but JD Power almost able to squirt that one in the front post here, as this ball is looking to drop down, and we might potentially have your first ever overtime, but that one is going to drop down, and we do have overtime here in Game 2.
Here meeting him on the 50. Be able to kind of zero out on the 50. Depends on who's going to meet it there. Boy trying to play it around the ball right now, kind of keeping it out of that pocket, really trying to get it downfield. They just want it away from their goal. Ooh, nice shot on goal. Good save by Boom. He was there. Really just trying to play around it right now, trying to analyze the situation, and really going for any opening or mistake that they can capitalize off of. Are bringing it down mid. It's getting a little close to their goal right now. Really bouncing around here, meeting the ball there, keeping it in mid, trying to keep it in the air as well. Demo on him. Can they make a play off of that? Doesn't really look like it. Pinch off the wall. Sammy Boy trying to line up an aerial, but just not able to get it yet. Action velocity in that pocket.
Oh, Huskers, you have to hit this shot, and that is going to be going off the post.
Oh my gosh!
Do we see a follow-up? And here with an unbelievable save. Again, the golden opportunity was there for IMHUZZPOWER, but they couldn't quite find the target. And that one is going to be haunting them. Again, it's still overtime. It is still anyone's game, but they need to score. And that right there is a chance again for Boom. Sammy Boy is going to be turning on this one again. This one is getting spicy. The chance was there. IMHUZZPOWER is going to be kicking them. If they drop this one, which they do, and the Boom clutches it in overtime. What a statement. And all of a sudden, we find Velocity on match point.
This is absolutely insane. A 2-0 against IMHUZZPOWER, a team that arguably has maybe close to double their stats. And this is a matchup I don't think anybody saw coming. The outcome, I'm going to be honest, obviously I'm rooting for them, but I didn't really see it coming either. It is kind of insane what's going on right now.
How many booms are we getting for that? That's my question.
What? I'd say 4. I don't know if we can get 5 yet. Definitely 5 if they win the 3rd game. What? But we will see.
Oh, I love the goal sound as well. I don't know if you can hear it as well. It might be on stream, but oh god, it makes streams so much better. That's all I can say. Again, if you know, you know. Shout out Bacchus Mod on that situation here. But we might actually, weirdly enough, have a server crash here, which is unfortunate. Again, Rocket League servers have been a kind of a pain in the ass tonight, which again sometimes happens, but we will just quickly remake the server if that is the case. But regardless, we do find Velocity up 2-0 on IMHUZZPOWER. Again, IMHUZZ, they're coming in 3-1 versus Velocity 1-2. So Velocity just trying to find their 2nd win on the season. But IMHUZZPOWER, again, they were looking to be the #1 team. But right now, it has been pretty pathetic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, but the real big test right now is, will they get ahead of themselves on game 3 here, or are they going to get a little overconfident and cocky and start throwing the next couple games? They really got to be very careful on how they play game 3. It's definitely going to be trying to secure 1 or 2 goals and then really locking down time. I don't think they're going to be able to constantly compete throughout the game. I just think it's too big of a risk that they're going to take, or that they can't take, excuse me.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really hoping we get a game 5, just because this is unfortunately gonna be our last. This is unfortunately gonna be our last match of the night. The Div E game is in fact already underway. They did have to push it forward about 45 minutes, so unfortunately we're not gonna be able to get into that one. But regardless, that is the reason I'm hoping this one goes 5. Also from predictions, but also 3-0 sweeps are lame, right? who wants to cast the 3-0?
This is true. This is true. Nobody wants a 3-0 sweep. You know, you want a clean, longer game. You know, want a lot to cheer at. Nice shot on goal, but blocked by Kier. Keeping in that pocket, trying to get it back down mid. Power's going to be meeting him there. Maybe Boom can make a play off of it. Trying to pinch it back into the corner. Sammy Boy's going to be hitting it back into the mid. Huskers meeting it there, though, as well. They're playing a little bit more confidently. Maybe a free goal. Not quite. Playing good defense right now. Here with a good bump. Oh my gosh, I did not even see that at all. Here with the first goal of game 3, 1-0.
I'm trying to figure out how that actually went in.
I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it.
All I'm saying is I think that not 1 but 2 people ended up unfortunately missing that one. And here getting the first goal of game 3. And again, this Velocity team is cruising to a victory. Do we see a reset? Oh, a good reset connection from the Boom, but not able to make anything happen actually once he gets the reset, as we see a good touch from Kier. Again, Kier has honestly been the most solid I've ever seen him. I know he's been in the league multiple seasons and he definitely had some struggles and ups and downs, but seriously, this specific game might honestly be the best I have ever seen this man play.
No, it is absolutely insane. Velocity is known for kind of making a few small mistakes here and there, but they're really cleaning up their act right now, especially against a team that has way higher stats than them.
Boys?
Probably going to be a goal on their team. Oh, and it is him with the goal. 1-1 tied up on game 3.
We had the Boom, and Sammy Boy unfortunately missed that one, and it just drops to Kier, and suddenly he's sitting there going, ah, crap! I wasn't expecting that one. As IMHUZZ, they find their 2nd goal in now 13 minutes of gameplay. That is a major problem. And so right now, IMHUZZ, it doesn't matter. The game is tied. They need to find this next goal, and they need to secure this next game. Otherwise, they are going to be bowing out in a 3-0 sweep.
They need to turn the back burners on and apply that pressure. Otherwise, they're really just not going to be able to outperform them and win the third game, especially on how they're performing right now. Velocity is, in fact, really playing good defense here. Sammy Boy maybe trying to go for a demo. Not quite going to be able to get it. Trying to keep that pocket, really lurching. Shot on goal. Ooh, an absolute miss. That was a free goal, unfortunately, and a miss. Sammy Boy trying to make it back towards his side of the field. Boom with a good block. A bit of a bump. I'm not too sure what that was.
Hey, he tried. Then you know what? That's all that matters. Because right now,
This is true.
Trust, watch this. He's going to go up and he's going to miss the ball.
Zero boost, though.
See, that's how, that is I know ball right there. But no, in all honesty, no, I love to see it again. Sometimes, honestly, just like going for the ball and acting like you have boost can be one of the best things because then the opponents don't know you have 0 and they can really panic while your teammates then with 100 can come in and clean up here. But right now we are seeing Sammy Boy. He's on 0. Here, he's on 0. I'm him. He's on 0. So definitely a lack of resources on the field right now as we do find ourselves now going under 2 minutes of gameplay. And we still see a 1-1 get broken from the boom.
Oh my goodness.
It just gets thrown mid. It doesn't seem to be anything super threatening with I'm him also back. But JD just misses the ball on the backboard. And again, Velocity creeping ever closer to getting this 3-0 sweep.
Boom meeting Husker at the 50 right now. Kind of zeroing it out. Power's going to be hitting it down the field towards Velocity's goal. Garen Sammy Boy meeting them there. Little risky on the goal, and Husker's able to kind of put it in through and thread the needle on that one.
How does this go in? I don't understand. Kier with the miss, Sammy Boy with the miss, the boom with the miss, and somehow it all just pinches in.
It does
a conglomeration of everyone.
Right through his car.
No, I fully agree. It does seem like it phases through. And after all that work, you know, we see Velocity work for like 2 minutes to get their second goal of the season, or the second goal of this one, and then IMHUZZPOWER gets it 20 seconds later. And suddenly, again, we're back to that 2-2 game. The boom.
Possible.
Can he find the double tap, though? It does drop down. And again,
quite.
this is where things get spicy.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to be very competitive about this right now. Right now, it's back and forth on the goals. I know they don't want to lose this game, but it's still not over if they are.
Wait, what?
Goes into a game 4. Sammy Boy with the goal. What just happened?
That is called utter pain. As we see, I'm him with the backflip and JD with the backflip as well. I think he got called off.
The back-to-back air ball. Oh, shout out bronze players.
That
Sammy Boy meeting Power at the 50.
But you know what? Doesn't matter. The ball goes in the back of the net. It is painful. We'll see if Huskers can find an air dribble. Trying to go for a low 50, and that one goes in, and again.
The needle. They're just falling apart.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now, and as someone who is slightly higher ranked than this, for the love of God, somebody jump early, please. This is killing me here as IMHUZZPOWER again ties it up 20 seconds later. That is now back-to-back goals. They have gotten back to tying up 15 seconds later. Please, I need someone to challenge early on these solo plays. Now, we're under a minute left. Again, either we're going to see an OT or Velocity could be with a 3-0 sweep as this net is wide open for a split second.
Yeah, they're really trying to pressure it down the field right now. Boom, can he make something of it? Not quite. Him's going to be able to block it. It's going to be towards them. They're really just trying to keep it in the pocket. They're just, they're playing super aggressively back and forth right now. I can tell that they're both scared. 30 seconds on the clock. Can we make something of this? I don't think so. There's not really enough boost to go around. Huskers trying to play. I don't really know. They're kind of all over the place right now. Boom with the flip in the air, not really hitting anything. That's okay. Sammy Boy playing good defense. Kier kind of backing up playing goalie, just making sure that there isn't one last thread the needle goal scored before overtime hits.
Ooh, this could be dangerous here.
We'll see. And
this is where things get interesting. Again,
this is exciting.
Velocity, if Velocity score the next goal, we will see them on a 3-0 sweep. IMHUZZPOWER, they need to score this goal just to stay in this series. Right now, though, they have to at least force a game 4. They cannot bow out here, and that is going to be a horrific double commit. Now, solo play coming through from the boom. He's got plenty of boost to work with. Can he find the double tap to steal the game? And it's going to be off the corner. What a save from I'm him.
So close. Very, very close. Sammy Boy's applying the pressure, though, keeping that pocket near the goal. They're really trying to play very offensively right now. Kiro out the goal. Boom, not quite being able to knock it towards it. They're trying to back up right now. Sammy Boy getting down the field again. Him's going to meet him there, though. Sammy Boy backing off a little bit. Him with the aerial. Here with the fake or the miss, either way.
Either way, it was calculated.
Right now.
That's all that matters. No matter what,
of course.
It was calculated. As we see Husker.
It is calculated 100% of the time.
That is going to be a double commit. This is going to be free off the backboard. JD Bauer
has
to go for this one. And JD Bauer is, in fact, going to clutch this one. And again, this seems to be out of absolutely nothing. Sammy Boy and Kier in a decent spot. But again, both of them backflipping. No one able to get there in time. And suddenly, IMHUZZPOWER does force a game 4. And Velocity are needed to go another 5 minutes minimum to secure the series.
Yeah, it is very intriguing how this is going here. Wrapping up game 3, 2-1. We'll see if Velocity, is able to really secure that match point win, or we'll see if we go into game 5. It'll be interesting nonetheless, I'm certain. But very back and forth on game 3 right there. Very competitive. It'll be interesting to see if the exact same thing happens in this game 4.
So, here's my question to you. Do you think we see a clutch in game 4, or do we see game 5?
I'm going to be honest, I had the confidence through the roof. It was going to be 3-0 after the first 2 games. After seeing how both teams are playing after game 3, I think we're going to see a game 5.
I mean, like I said, for content purposes and only for content purposes, I am 100% hoping for a game 5. Like I said, this is unfortunately going to be our last series of the night, ladies and gentlemen. But hopefully it is going to be a doozy here. As we see again, IMHUZZ. They finally found 4 goals in last game after only finding 1 between the first 2 games here. So as game 4 does start, we are going to see him starting out with an early goal. Hey, can we just talk about how good of a pass this was from the sidewall, able to drop this down mid all the way from JD Bauer.
It was quite phenomenal, the prediction there and the corresponding there. Really being able to hit it off the pocket, off the wall. Not quite a double tap, but great team communication.
Again, I'm
50 kind of zeroing it out here. Not knowing what to do, getting it pretty close to the goal here. Not quite another goal, though. Sammy Boy trying to really play defensively here, but I think he might be a little overextending. He's kind of got to lock in here. Husker's getting it down.
they're getting a little close with this one. And again, what is fascinating, so you talk about, feeding the hot hand. In the first 2 games, it was Sammy Boy. My man put up 5 goals in 2 games. And since then, he really hasn't been able to figure out where to, fit offensively. He's kind of been a little bit quiet. And so as we will have to see in game 4, do we see him step up, or maybe someone like here, who we haven't really talked about a ton these last couple of games, maybe he is going to be the one to finally break through this stalwart defense.
Bumping a whole bunch of Huzz here right now. Good block by him. Hitting it down the field. Sammy Boy's going to meet him there, though. Sammy Boy has definitely been the main aggressor when meeting the ball down the field. Demo on here, though. Is it going to allow them to score a goal? Not quite. He's going to be hitting it down the field, seeing what he can make do with this. Got a lot of boost in the pocket, but not really going to be able to make anything out of it. Sammy Boy's going to be meeting him there. Boom with the free goal. It's a bit of a miss, unfortunately.
That one's going to hurt, not going to lie. Dude, this is one word that hurts, and it is painful, and you really need to score in the next 30 seconds, or that is going to keep eating and eating at him mentally.
I know, the time's going to burn, and just without another goal, it's way less time for them to get ahead and end up winning the game. They're down a point right now, which isn't significant with 3 minutes on the clock. But, I mean, every second counts in Rocket League.
Ooh, free backboard read, and that one...
They get it, they do! Here with the goal, tied up!
Again,
2:50 on the clock.
You saw it coming from a mile away with Huskers, and him missing the backboard read, and Kier just gets a golden gift given to him in the situation as we're now finding ourselves nearing halfway through this game. And again, Velocity getting a good tie-up. And again, the question is, HUZZPOWER, what do you have in the tank? What can you do to find that second and potential third goal in this game? Because you need to still force a game 5.
They need to apply a lot of the pressure here. I feel like the only way they're really going to be able to secure the win with a lot of confidence is if they get 2 to 3 goals ahead of Velocity and vice versa. Otherwise, it's going to be way too close neck and neck, and they're really not going to be able to put their guard down. Good demo on Boom. See what they can do. They're really trying to meet in the middle here and really be contesting. Sammy Boy just kind of disrupting things right now. He's doing a good job at that for sure. Him kind of going for the goal. Boom's going to be able to get a good save on it. Good read. Power's going to be able to knock it back into the pocket here. Boom's going to be meeting him there, though. Husker, a bit of an air ball, but that's okay. Ooh, mid-air demolition with him.
Oh,
but it's
no.
just bounce in. Oh, my goodness.
You know what? Sometimes
Power
the
with
Rocket
goal.
League gods, they just don't go your way. And in that situation, we see JD with 0 boost, just throwing himself at the ball and hoping that something happens. And we got JD Dookie Power getting the goal here. Minute 53 left. And again, IMHUZZ, they are looking better. Again, this is a team that got 8-1 in game 1. They lost game 2, yet they came back. They scored 4 goals in game 2. They've now scored 2 goals in game 4. But they still have a lot of work to do as this ball is going to go in. And again, Sammy Boy able to find the top of the target.
My.
Again, it's the consistency is key. Always having that constant pressure.
I know, and they are meeting pressure with pressure right now. Very much back and forth goals right now. Really, nobody has been at least 2 or more goals ahead of them in game 3 and 4. They're really playing competitively. I don't know what happened in game 1 or 2, but at that point, it's just kind of throwaway games. We're really seeing what's happening though. Demo on Kier. Can we make something out of it?
Well, that's an excellent question. I'm gonna say no. in my humble opinion of watching this, yeah, it's obviously a lot of mid-battle. The Boom, though, opted to go for this one, but Sami, actually, that's going to be a 0 boost double command. He is able to follow on this one, as this ball does go net, and this ball is over for a split second. JD Power throws this one downfield. We see the pop up from the Boom. I'm him now on the back wall. Huskers leaving this one. This is dangerous. JD has to go for this, and again, a lot of it has to do with just, I think, defensively on HUZZPOWER, trying to figure out who is actually going to be the one going for the ball and who is going to be the one to get a consistent clear. Because I think HUZZPOWER, they have been struggling with consistent down the field clears.
Very true. All 3 of them are meeting them here. Really trying to play very just close to the ball right now. They just don't want to risk another needle-threading goal. 30 seconds on the clock. Good save by Boom right now. A good bump down the field again to secure that save. Trying to push it down the field as much as he can. Huzz is going to meet him there, though. Here's kind of backing up. He's kind of prepping for playing goalie. Good aerial to bump it down, but it's going to go back at a velocity side of the goal. Samboy's going to be able to miss. It's going to be 10 seconds on the clock. Pretty close to the goal right now. Can they push it down before it goes into overtime?
Boom, this is getting dangerous.
Shot on goal, potentially.
This is a free backboard read, but no one is there.
It's overtime.
And again, we go to overtime in game 4. Again, velocity. If they get this next goal, they will be winning the series. HUZZPOWER, they have to get this goal to force a game 5. Huskers opting to risk this one. Takes it all the way across the field. Actually ends up getting it over both of them somehow. JD ends up throwing this one off the back ball. This might be a free shot, which it is, but unfortunately, I'm him not able to finish off the golden opportunity.
Just no one there quite yet. Another shot on goal. Good save by Kier. Him, another shot on goal. Good save by Sammy Boy. Good demo on Power. They're just really trying to push it right now. It's been very back and forth here. Here, trying to look for the bump right now, just trying to get anything open.
This has to be it.
At all. Shot on goal. Oh, Power's able to get it again. 2-2 tied up, and we go into game 5.
Oh, I love that I can tell the bias in your voice because you are not getting hyped for the JD Power goal. I love to see the bias. So honestly, again, the fact that we're going to game 5 is exactly what I love. And somehow IMHUZZ is able to somehow manifest this game 5. Because let's be honest, after games 1 and 2, we were both kind of thinking like, ah, crap, this might be a 3-0 sweep. Like this might be a little rough. But somehow, even with IMHUZZPOWER, to be honest, not necessarily looking the best in games 3 and 4, still finding a way to force a game 5. So now that they have put up 11 shots, they're now going to game 5, and it is absolutely anybody's game. But again, in terms of momentum, IMHUZZPOWER is looking to reverse sweep in week 5.
Yeah, it is very possible that potentially IMHUZZPOWER has as a little bit of a throwaway game as game 1. Maybe give a little bit of false confidence towards Velocity here. It's very possible playing a little bit of mind games. Who knows? It's really up in the air after a 2-0 sweep on for Velocity, and then meeting it with another 2-win game for IMHUZZPOWER, all tied up. Game 5, I think it's really anybody's game, but if they meet it with the exact same competition and competitiveness that IMHUZZPOWER brings to the table, we'll see. I don't really know.
So here's a question: do you have any more or less faith in Velocity after seeing Game 4? Because I'm gonna be honest, IMHUZZ, they looked like they had a lot of momentum, and Velocity, I think they had about 3 or 4 open net misses that I think is really gonna hurt them mentally. So the question is, can you bounce back? Because again, they have now blown a 2-0 lead and are on the cusp of getting reverse swept, which is one of the worst things that can happen to you in Rocket League.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I had a lot of faith. It's gone down a little bit for sure. Maybe the first game or 2 was luck. Who knows? Maybe they weren't, IMHUZZPOWER wasn't too locked in. Really anybody say, but I do think Game 5 is truly going to be where they're going to shine. They're going to be the absolute most locked in, hopefully, and we're going to see top tier performance. And then that'll truly be the telltale on who comes out on top.
Ooh, that might be it. Can Boom get back? Yes, he can, but still a dangerous position here as IMHIM not able to find the corner here as he is going to opt to leave this one. And IMHIM, again, not a lot of boost to work with. Huskers does opt to bring this back. Again, definitely one of the more mechanical players in the field, but unfortunately hasn't really been able to produce a lot of chances with those mechanics. A lot of it has been just trying to buy some time in terms of dribbling the ball out of the backfield. But still, we've got some dangerous situations here as Huskers able to dive back on this one. Again, waiting for the mechanics to go through, but a lot of it has really been just trying to buy time for his teammates to find that final shot.
Really trying to power it down the court right now. Huskers really meeting him there. So is Kier. Trying to get it down mid. Him with the aerial. Kind of off the ceiling. Sammy Boy trying to hit it into the goal towards it. Kind of missing it there. Power. Kier might be able to meet him there. Not quite, but Boom's able to hit it back downfield. Towards mid. We'll see him be able to knock it back. Just kind of ping pong at this point right now. Back and forth, back and forth. They're really playing it very careful. Almost a minute and a half. No goals yet. They're really jittery. I can tell both teams, they're just not too certain. They're very nervous.
Yeah,
Neither team wants to lose.
This is where Boomer Ball is going to happen. You're going to see less aggression. You're going to see a lot more double commits. Because like you mentioned, this is where the panic play comes through. Well, the question is going to be, what team can just try to play more stalwart defense, can play calm, cool, collected. It doesn't need to be fancy Rocket League, but you cannot afford to have the double commits on defense.
Not at all. No reason for style points, and Boom's able to get the first goal of Game 5 for Velocity. That's definitely a confidence booster on them. We'll see if it actually allows them to change up their strategy on whether they're now going to play way more defensively to try to lock in the goal, or maybe try to get one more goal to keep that confidence in play. Sammy Boy meeting Power at the 50 right now, kind of losing that 50. Power able to knock it down the court. Him meeting him there. Boom's trying to kind of get around an idea. Oh my! Free goal by Power.
Hey, you say free goal, but that was absolutely earned. I'm him getting a great 50, and we see JD up for this one. And that's actually such a good call because Huskers ended up dropping out of that one, and so did Kier. So again, great job from IMHUZZPOWER to be able to call that one off. But again, when it comes down to it, you had all 3 players in the net from Velocity just throwing themselves at the ball, praying to God they were going to get that
goal. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for certain, 100%. Really, I don't know, after that quick goal, and that didn't even take like 20 seconds for IMHUZZPOWER to get that goal to kind of balance out the game right now. Definitely kind of evens out everybody's confidence in it. Boom trying to get the aerial. Not quite. Good block by Husker.
Oh, is this open?
Another good save by him. It, not quite. Definitely might have been open if they had a little bit more boost. They're trying to hit an aerial. Husker might be able to meet him there. Not quite going to get the double tap, but Boom's going to get it close. Maybe meeting Power there. Missing a little bit. Or fake.
This might be a free backboard. Boom now, not the best clear. This does bounce mid, but Sammy Boy should get a decent clear. This is going to bounce high. We'll see who's going to be going early for this one. JD throwing this one down mid. Is anyone there to follow? We see Boom. Again, not a lot of resources. He does actually get the corner boost to spawn for him. I love to see this. And again, a fantastic early challenge from Huskers. But again, I need to see that second and third man be a little bit more aggressive. Otherwise, IMHUZZ, I do think, is going to give up from sheer aggression. And just as I say that,
oh my goodness,
we both were thinking
incredible save by him.
We both were thinking, but again, look at the lack of resources right now from IMHUZZ. You see Husker 0, IMHim 0. JD Power was on 3 boosts before he got done on Velocity. They have the resources. This is their chance to capitalize with a minute left in Game 5 before overtime is looming.
1 minute remaining. Sammy Boy definitely playing more aggressively, but Boom's able to thread the needle and get that goal. 2-1. That's going to be a huge confidence booster. IMHUZZPOWER's going to have to play super competitively here and really lay on the pressure to get this goal, to maybe take it to overtime or get another goal to secure Game 5. Sammy Boy meeting Power at the 50 right now. Sammy Boy going to be able to win that 50. Boom's going to be able to maybe hit it down the court. And he is able to get that goal. They're up 2. Is this the end of Game 5? Maybe too close to tell. We'll see.
I need to see a kickoff goal from IMHUZZPOWER in the next 10 seconds. Otherwise, I agree with you. I think Velocity, they might have the momentum to do it. Kickoff goals are so demoralizing in this specific situation. So right now, massive, massive props to Velocity for just continuing to pressure over and over and over again. And IMHUZZPOWER, again, when it came back to it, they didn't have the resources to stop this one. And they might be giving up a third goal right here as that one does go in. And again, Boom is sitting here with the hat trick and looking to ice his team for Game 5.
I'm going to be honest, 4-1. How's your confidence going for IMHUZZPOWER being able to win this Game 5?
Bro, I'm not worried. What are you talking about? They're literally going to put up 8 goals in regulation. I don't know what you're talking about. I am not
exactly
worried at all in this situation.
Seconds.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Honestly, we're actually going to put on, it's actually the game is 10 minutes. I don't know if you knew that, but I actually have control of that one. But in all honesty, the Boom, the fact that he has put up a hat trick in Game 5, this man has taken Game 5 into his own hands personally, so trying to secure this win. And again, with 15 seconds left, it is all but inevitable. Velocity almost through with a reverse sweep, but at the end of the day, their captain and the #1 person on their team in Boom getting a hat trick to secure the dub and getting Velocity their second win on the season.
Almost another goal, but it hits the ground before they can. Velocity, winner of Game 5 and of the series. GG's all around the board.
Wow. That's all. That's honestly all I can say is wow. Seriously, Velocity looked so good in that situation. Really, really impressed by those guys, especially the Boom. He dropped 4 goals and almost 750 points from those guys. That is a ridiculous stat. And again, from the captain, that is a statement game telling everyone else that we as a team are here to play.
Kato, I'm going to be honest with you, man. You're talking about the game, but I think there's some, we got to address the elephant in the room. You're going to have to be dishing out some channel points here pretty soon.
I don't want to talk about it. Either way.
Hey, man, I bet all 750 of mine, so we're playing pretty well.
Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we have Velocity here as our winners. We've got them in the chat, the Boom, Kier, and Sammy Boy. Sammy Boy, huge congratulations on a dominant Game 5 win. Right off the bat, the Boom, I got 2 questions for you. First of all, were you nervous at all going into Game 5? Because us on the casters were sure as hell nervous for you guys.
We were all pretty nervous. We knew we had to lock it down. We played pretty stupid Game 3 and 4, to be honest. But I would say, yeah, the nerves were definitely higher in Game 5.
Hey, I mean, you took matters into your own hands, personally scoring all 4 goals. A little bit of a statement game, so I have to respect that one. I do have to ask, because again, we were talking about it in the green room kind of beforehand, that Kier, he is known to be an incredible hype man, definitely popping off in the cams and everything. What do you think that does to your team mentally to kind of just have that energy surrounding you guys as a team?
Oh, it's definitely helpful. Whenever we're struggling, Game 2 and 3, he's always telling us what we need to fix. He's asking us what we need to fix, giving us, just keeping our minds in the right place, making sure our mindset doesn't slip into the down low. So
a good lock-in pre-match.
Yeah.
And an absolutely fantastic lock-in as well. We were looking at the stats before you guys loaded up into the game, and I'm going to be honest, IMHUZZPOWER almost doubling your guys' stats across the board. Now, I don't want to tip it off as it was nothing, but game one, an absolute throwaway game for them. You guys absolutely demolishing 8-1. And I imagine as soon as you hit around 4 goals, they kind of did a throwaway game. But you definitely boosted a lot of your stats really quick. Sammy Boy, you especially practically doubling all of your goals stats for the entire series, and just everything within, what, first 8 minutes of Rocket League being played? Absolutely nutty, for sure.
So, question I've got then for Kier, my good sir. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to look at you, if I'm supposed to look at like the scary movie mask right next to that. So
The ghost face mask.
That's ghost face, Cole. Come on, man.
The ghost face mask. I know it's a scary movie, right? It's been a long time, right? I'm older than all of y'all combined at this point. Let's be honest, but no, I am kind of curious. Obviously, honestly, Velocity, you guys look so good, but like to throw 8 goals, in game 1, and then obviously speaking struggles in games 3 and 4, Kier, I'm kind of looking at you. Obviously you've been playing in this league for a while, obviously playing at UC. You've got a lot of, team experience, but what do you think about this team specifically is different that allowed you guys to not throw a reverse sweep?
Honestly, we have so much potential and so much talent that just goes unnoticed and swept under the rug, it seems like. But Sam and Boom, they want it bad. They almost want it worse than I do. And that's something that really drives us as a unit, that end goal of wanting to make it to a LAN, wanting to look good, feel good, play good, and win. That's something that is completely different than my past.
I love that. And then I do have to ask, we were joking about it earlier, Sammy Boy. It's just like, oh yeah, he's just putting on a show because Angel's here. Dude, you dropped 3 goals in the first game. You dropped 2 goals in the second game. Like, I don't know what about it, maybe just, like I said, that Angel was here, but how does it feel knowing that one of your close friends is casting you as you're having an incredible beginning of the series there?
Dude, it's a lot of fun. The first one we put on, it was my team versus Daniel's. I was very excited to watch the VOD back just because I know having a friend commentate it would be fun to listen to. And I'm definitely going to listen back to this one. It's a lot of...
Hey, you know what? We asked for content.
The pressure off.
We asked for content. You guys delivered content, which honestly, dude, it makes it so much easier from a casting standpoint. Because if you guys dominated 3-0, it's like, cool, yep, they did it. But the fact that you guys, for lack of better words, the fact that you guys kind of sucked games 3 and 4 just to throw a game 5, I appreciate it. But then again, the dominant statement from Boom in game 5, I love to see it. But Angel, you got any questions for these boys?
Not too many questions, but just the absolute performance that you guys were being able to dish out. Boom and Sammy Boy definitely meeting them there, especially every single time that they really tried to put the pressure on you guys. You guys were just there. Kier, you as well, being able to really kind of get some good 50s, being able to play good goalie as well. I don't know. It just seemed like the team synergy was absolutely on point for this series tonight, and you just played fantastically. Not for the extra glaze, of course, but I mean, you did, 3-2 win. Absolutely amazing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it makes it easy. But again, you guys, huge congratulations. Moving to 2-2 on the season. Again, I know you guys, that was technically kind of one of the older games.
That's right. There's no way that's right.
What, 2-2
2 and 2?
Yeah, 3-2 now.
3-2.
I think
okay. Well, you know what? Maybe stats gonna get updated. I'm gonna go yell at Coop.
Yes, we are 3-2.
I'm gonna go yell at Coop, but that's fine at that point. But anyways, regardless, hey, you guys are now above 500 on the season, taking down allegedly again. If IMHUZZPOWER had won, they would have been the definitive #1 team in Div C. So massive congrats to you guys for taking down a potential juggernaut. Now you guys got a little bit of work to do. Again, the season is only halfway done. I am curious though, do any of you guys, I assume Kira might be the only one, but do any of you guys have any LAN experience?
Nope.
No, sir.
No, I know. Kira, you've got a bit definitely on there, so you guys might be relying on that, man, because I can promise you, if you guys make it to LAN, it is a different beast entirely. But again, huge, massive congratulations, you guys. You had a well-deserved win. And again, I appreciate the content. But congrats, and again, best of luck in the future as you guys hopefully continue to have a dominant performance in the season.
Thank you guys.
Thank
you guys.
All right, as we are going to be moving on. And again, we had a fantastic game here in Velocity versus IMHUZZPOWER. And going to you, Mr. Angel, how are we feeling about your first ever DCRL cast here?
It's been pretty great. I know the camera quality's been pretty low quality, but I think the quality of the stream has been quite 1080p right there. Ball knowledge. No, I'm quite excited. I very much appreciated it, and thank you for allowing me to come on and kind of co-stream with you. It was a lot of fun. I greatly appreciated it. It was sweet. It's a great experience. I'd love to do it again for sure. Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. There's definitely a few kind of in the lingo of Rocket League stuff that I kind of got to touch up on and learn, and maybe this will inspire me to start getting into and playing Rocket League. Who knows?
We'll have to see what's going to be happening here. But regardless, I do have to ask, because I always tend to ask, especially the new casters like yourself, what would you say to someone who is maybe on the fence of like, I don't know if I want to cast, I've never done it before, might be a little embarrassed. What would you say to them in terms of maybe getting them to finally take that step into casting for the first time?
I gotta say, confidence is key on being willing to actually talk and start interacting with the stream and being able to kind of start commentating. You know, obviously, Katul, you being the main caster here and me being just co-caster, obviously you're going to be able to put a lot more of the knowledge down into the game on kind of what's going on and the previous stats and previous experience of it, because you've been doing it for what, how many years?
7 at this point.
About
I'm
7
old,
years?
Seven years
that's
of
fair,
casting
that's fair.
Rocket League. That's crazy, honestly, to think about.
But yeah, I'd say confidence and kind of brush up on your kind of improv skills of really being able to rattle off pretty quickly. Definitely warm up before the stream so your voice is nice and warm so you're actually able to talk, you know, no voice cracks or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, confidence is key on just being willing to talk and being kind of able to see the little pockets of this person's done talking, now I got to start kind of talking and being a bit more of a filler, you know?
I definitely love to hear that one. But again, I really, really appreciate you casting this one. And again, we could not have asked for a better game for you to cast the first time with your friend. Obviously, again, going to a crazy game 5, throwing off the reverse sweep. We'd love to see that. So again, but I will just say though, a massive thank you to everyone who has been a part of this one in terms of the subs, 100%. The follows. Which again, if you guys want to, give me money in terms of subs or Prime, subs, I appreciate it, because if you guys don't know, Angel, I don't even know if you know this one, but this entire league is 100% funded solely through Twitch subs. There is no fee to play. Like for our LAN,
that is awesome.
Which for our LAN, which we're hosting at Grand Forks, we're super fortunate to work with those guys super closely. I work with them personally. I actually had a meeting with them today to pretty much try to prep for LAN. But this entire league is run through subs and through you guys' just donations off of the sheer enjoyment of the league. So we appreciate all of the support you guys have done. Honestly, it does mean a lot, as this is our 7th season of doing this and my 7th year of running Rocket League leagues, which is honestly kind of crazy to say, because like I said, I'm old at this point. But regardless, it has been a fantastic time. But unfortunately, fantastic times do have to come to an end, as this, in fact, is going to be our final stream of the night. We unfortunately do not have the Div E match. That one did start about 25 minutes ago. So I think they're probably honestly wrapping this one up. But Angel, any last words you want to throw out to any fans or anything, or just the enjoyment you had here before we call it a night?
I just got to be very appreciatory towards the entire chat and everybody willing to be able to actually sit down and listen to my goofy ass. And then I got one last thing to say, everybody. If you got Amazon Prime and you're willing to support the channel, hey, first month of Prime subscription is free, everybody. Why not just drop a sub at this point, kind of fund it a little bit more. And hey, if you do drop a sub, you might see me again.
See, there you go. I love to see that. But again, everyone, appreciate it so much. This has been honestly a lot of fun, so I really appreciate it. But again, that is going to do it for us. It is bedtime for some of us old guys, because some of us actually have to get to work early. And I always like to say, hey, make sure you guys, you have homework due at midnight. Make sure, okay, you got 2 hours. Make sure to get it done. Don't slack. Don't take 8 years to get through school like I did. It's not fun, and it makes it a little bit more expensive. But with that, again, appreciate everyone showing up. Have a fantastic night, and we will see you guys very, very soon.